Hey everyone, my name is Venelin, and in this video we're going to do sentiment analysis on cryptocurrency tweets using LangChain and ChatGPT. I'm going to show you how you can craft a custom prompt that takes a Twitter author and then a list of tweets that we are going to massage a bit in order to get a special format. And then I'm going to show you how you can require from ChatGPT to return a JSON as an output or as a response. We're going to take a look at how you can integrate all of this right within our application. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how you can actually visualize the sentiment of the data. Let's get started. The source code for CryptoGPT is available on GitHub, and I'm going to link it down into the description of this video. You can find all of the files that are required right here, along with links to all of the videos that I'm going to record for this project, along with a text tutorial. And the text tutorial is available on ML Expert, and it requires an ML Expert Pro subscription, which is $99 for each year and includes everything and unlocks everything on ML Expert Pro. So if you want to support my work, please consider subscribing to ML Expert Pro. This is where we left last time. You can see that we've adding of a Twitter account, then visualizing a list of handles, and then all of the tweets along with the cleaned versions of themselves. Today, we're going to continue with working on the right part, but not on the visualization, but the actual sentiment analysis. In order to analyze the sentiment of the tweets, I'm going to take a single author's tweet, and then I'm going to group them by date, and then I'm going to ask ChatGPT an overall sentiment for a specific date from the tweets. So for example, I'm going to take the tweets for 25th of May this year or 2023 from Michael Saylor, and I'm going to pass them as a list to ChatGPT along with a special prompt that I'm going to show you. And then I'm going to ask ChatGPT to rate the sentiment of those. And I'm going to ask ChatGPT to rate it within 0, where 0 means that the sentiment is bearish, to 100, where the sentiment means that it is bullish. So in this case, I'm going to also require from ChatGPT to return the response as a JSON format, so we can easily work with that. And I'm going to show you how to do that next. I have the project opened in Visual Studio Code, and this is where we left last time. So in order to analyze the sentiment, I'm going to create a new file, which I'm going to call Sentiment Analyzer. And in this file, I'm going to get LangChain to work with ChromaDB and then ChatGPT. And this is where the magic, as you can say, might happen. So sentiment analyzer.py. So in this file, I'm going to first move the functions clean tweet and then create data frame from tweets, since this is where we're going to analyze this data. And I'm going to cut it, take it here. Yeah, and some of the imports are going to be moved over there as well. All right, let's see. Okay, looks good. So now some of the imports should be missing. Let's see if this is going to work. Not really. Okay. So let's do the imports manually. And I'm going to import from Sentiment Analyzer, create data frame from tweets. And then do we need the clean? No, not at the moment. So yeah, but I removed this part. All right, so let's do it again. Okay, so now it looks good. And in this file, I'm going to add another function, which we're going to call analyze sentiment. And this is going to take a Twitter handle, which is going to be the author of the tweets, and then a list of tweets. And then this is going to return a dictionary with a date and then a sentiment score for this date. And I'm going to just pass for now. I'm going to need to import the dict type. Okay. So this will be the function. So in this function, we're going to do the actual magic that LangChain is going to provide for us. And in order to do that, I need to start with the large language model that we're going to use. And in this case, this is going to be ChatGPT. So I'm going to create a variable called ChatGPT, and then I'm going to call chat OpenAI. And this needs to be imported from LangChain. Let's see. Chat. Yeah. Was chat? Chat models. Yeah. Chat models. So this will create the model for us. And then after this is done, I'm going to pass in two things. The first is going to be the temperature. And this will essentially, setting it to 0 will essentially do us a favor in order to not have such much randomness in the outputs. So I would require the outputs to be somewhat deterministic as much as that is possible. And then I'm going to ask for a model name, and this is going to be GPT 3.5-turbo. So in this case, I'm requiring this model to be ChatGPT. And then I'm going to create a prompt template. And in this case, I'm going to also do another import from LangChain. Prompts, import prompt template. Okay. And then I'm going to do another import, which we're going to require here from LangChain, chains, import LLM chain. Okay. So the prompt template is going to work with two things. The first is going to be the Twitter handle that we're going to pass in, since we're passing it right here. And to do that, I'm going to use the import input variables. And for that, I'm going to pass a list of Twitter handle and then of the tweets. So our prompt is going to take the author and then the author tweets in a special format that I'm going to show you in a bit. And then we need to pass in another variable or another argument, and this is going to be the prompt template, which we are going to define in a bit. So this is the prompt template. After we have all of this, I'm going to create a chain that is going to use the prompt. And in this case, I'm going to use LLM chain since we've already imported that. And this chain is going to take an LLM from ChatGPT, and then the prompt is going to be the prompt variable that we've defined right here. After we have the chain, I'm going to essentially pass in the tweet, the Twitter handle, then the tweets, and then we are going to execute the chain. So in order to run the chain, I'm going to create or call the sentiment chain. And here are the arguments that we're going to pass in. The Twitter handle, which is again coming from the function. And then for the tweets, I'm going to call a function called that I'm going to call create tweet list for prompt. And this is going to take the tweets and then the Twitter handle as well. And I'm going to define this function right here, let's say. Create tweet. Okay, so this looks reasonable, but I want this to be just a string. All right. And after we call this chain, this is going to return a response. And then the text from the response is going to be a JSON in this case, since we are going to require from ChatGPT to return JSON. And hopefully every time we are going to ask it, it's going to return a valid JSON, something that you might not be sure about. But yeah, so I'm going to call JSON loads, and then this is going to take the response and the text from the response in order to run through all of this. Okay, so the final part, or one of the final parts, is actually the prompt template and then the tweet list for prompt function that we're going to write in a bit. So the prompt template is a bit long, so I'm going to just paste it in, and we're gonna go over through this. I've pretty much experimented with this template, and it did return some good results according to what I've seen. So this is the template. You're a cryptocurrency trader with 10 plus years of experience. You always follow the trend and follow and deeply understand crypto experts on Twitter. You always consider the historical predictions for each expert on Twitter. So what I'm asking from ChatGPT is to be an expert in the field and somebody with experience and somebody that is always trying to understand the historical predictions of each Twitter account, since ChatGPT most probably knows about most of the Twitter authors that you're going to pass in. So probably some of the data that is being used in order to train the model, ChatGPT, that is, already know most of the public tweets of this author, so it can understand the historical predictions and probably is going to make some correlations or some conclusions based on their previous predictions. So, for example, if Michael Saylor said that by 2022 Bitcoin is going to $1 million, and then it didn't happen, hopefully ChatGPT knows that in that case Michael Saylor was actually quite a bit more bullish than the reality was. So in this case, I'm trying to do some sensible understanding of the historical predictions of each Twitter account, and then weighting that based on the fact that we are going to pass in also some new Twitter tweets, actually. So you're given tweets and their view count for specific dates. So here I'm passing in the Twitter handle, as you can see, as a variable for specific dates. So this is going to be the dates. And then what I'm requiring is that tell how bullish or bearish the tweets for each date are. So I'm grouping the tweets by date, and I want ChatGPT to tell me a score, a number, or a sentiment between 0 and 100, when 0 is extremely bullish and extremely bearish, and 100 is extremely bullish. Use a JSON using the format. So I want just date and then sentiment. Each record of the JSON should give the aggregate sentiment for that date. Return just the JSON, do not explain. So I want just the raw JSON response from ChatGPT with the numbers, but nothing else. And this is some trick that I've read about, that you might want to prevent ChatGPT from rambling and giving you explanations. You just want the numbers, and that's it, in this case at least. So I'm going to return the JSON that ChatGPT is returning based on this prompt. And finally, here is the format that I'm going to use in order to create the tweets. So in this case, I'm going to create a data frame from the tweets using the already created function, which we called create data frame from tweets. And then I'm going to take just the user tweets. So these are going to be all of the available tweets that we have thus far within the session state. And then I'm going to take just these author tweets. And if they are empty, I'm going to return an empty string. Otherwise, if we have more than 100 tweets, this is a bit too much for us and ChatGPT to handle. I'm going to actually sample 100 just so we will have just 100 tweets from the author. And note that these are going to be, so for example, if somebody starts tweeting, then like tweeting a lot, you might not get all of the dates that you want. So yeah, you might want to have another strategy in order to run through the tweets and filter the ones that you want. So next I'm going to create this text variable and I'm going to return it right here. So what is the text that we're going to create right here? I'm going to take the tweet date and then the tweets in user tweets group by date. Okay. And then for each text or each date, I'm going to pass in the date. And for that date, I'm going to iterate over each tweet. And I'm going to take the text of the tweet. But not only that, also the tweet views. So I'm using this as some sort of statistic that I'm also going to pass on how popular this actual tweet is. And hopefully this will make some sense for ChatGPT. I'm not sure if this is actually something useful, but then I'm going to pass in some sort of influence number that this tweet might have over the people. I might also need to pass, if I recall, so it might also be a good idea to pass in how old this tweet is. So hopefully ChatGPT can scale the number of views, but I haven't tried this. You might try it and tell me in the comments below if that works. So this is the format of the tweets. I'm going to pass in just the views and then dash and then the text of the tweet. So this is pretty much it, I believe, for this function. So for each author, I'm going to set or get the data in order to recall or try out if this works. So after a user adds a new author, I'm going to take the sentiment and I'm going to call, right here, I'm going to call session state author sentiment. And for each Twitter handle, I'm going to call analyze sentiment. And I'm going to pass in the Twitter handle and then, all tweets actually. Oh no, I'm going to pass in actually all the tweets from the session state. Let's actually import this. So let's try to see if this is working for us. So here is CryptoGPT. I've already added my OpenAI key. And in order to test this, I'm going to do two things within the main file. So first, I'm going to write st data frame. Since this is going to actually return the sentiment analyzer is going to return the tweet, I'm going to just use Markdown in order to print the session state author sentiment. And let's see what happens here. You can see that we have this dictionary, which is currently empty. Also, I'm going to get this create tweet list from prompt. So I'm going to also do st markdown, create tweet list for prompt, and the Twitter handle is going to be, let's see. Yeah, I just want to print this for you to see the format. Yeah, I'm actually going to move this right here. Let's see if this happens to be working. And this is not going to be called so far. Let's run this through Saver. And this is running. Yeah, so here you can see the format of the tweets. Let's see if I just call this right. Let's see, Elon Musk. Okay, so here is the format that we're passing into ChatGPT. You can clearly see that we have this grouping by date, and then these are the number of tweets or views, and then the text, which is also cleaned up. So essentially, this is the part of the tweets that we are passing in, and you can see that some of the views are unavailable. So this is also running through ChatGPT. So let's try to analyze the sentiment of Michael Saylor, for example. And this will run through the whole pipeline that we have thus far. And this is the response from ChatGPT and the chain. So in this case, we have Saylor, which is the Twitter handle. Then we have the date, 21st, sentiment of 80, then sentiment of 75, 90, 70, 60, 70. And you can see that actually ChatGPT is returning JSON based on this prompt. In this video, we've seen how you can use ChatGPT and LangChain to analyze Twitter sentiment. And we've created a special prompt that we've passed through a prompt template along with an author or Twitter handle, and then the tweets grouped by date. And all of that data was provided to ChatGPT via a special prompt. And you can see that we are actually getting a JSON as a response. So this is pretty cool. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how you can visualize this sentiment into a data frame and a chart using Streamlit. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also join the Discord channel that I'm going to link down into the description. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.